Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nessa Jane and today we will be sitting down and filming part 1 of the Wet n Wild very affordable first impressions. So a while back Wet n Wild was having a like 40% off sale on their website and I really wanted to check them out, and so really I got like a whole bunch of products for a very, very cheap price. Like I think everything total came to like $40, and that was like full face of everything, which is insane because most of the time, you know, one eyeshadow palette or this, that, or the other can cost that $40. So I really wanted to sit down with you guys and give you my first impressions on these products. I do want to incorporate some more drugstore into my channel because, hello, not everybody has $1 million to buy a whole bunch of makeup. So I do want to incorporate some more affordable drugstore brands for you guys and test them out and give you my honest opinion about them. So in today's video, we will be covering everything with the face. So we got powder, foundation, sprays, we have contour, blush, you know, anything that goes on the face we got in today's video. And then my part 2 will cover everything on the eyes and lips. So stay tuned for that video. But before we hop into this video, if you enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. And now, without further ado, let's all hop into the Wet n Wild face product try-on. Alright you guys, so we are going to jump into this tutorial using all Wet n Wild products. This is part 1 of this video series. This cucumber 3-in-1 primer water. So they had a couple of sprays. Whoa! They have a couple of sprays online. And so obviously this one is more of a hydrating spray, and then they also have a matte spray as well, which I also have and we'll test out later, but I wanted to get this one and use it as a primer first. Does smell very, very good. Smells exactly like cucumber water. And it feels really nice on the skin as well. Plus, it sprayed out pretty well. So don't really have any major complaints there. The next product, once that has soaked into the skin, we're going to go into the Photo Focus Face Primer. This is the dewy one. I do believe they also have a matte one if you'd like to fill in pores, but my skin is a little bit more dry, so I need to be using more dewy products. Rub that all over the face. Overall, the consistency of this is nice. The product sits on the skin really well. I don't feel anything weird about it, and it does do what it says it does. It is a very dewy primer, so I am really enjoying that. Alright, next we are jumping into the foundation, the Photo Focus foundation that they have. This is one of their more full coverage foundation, and I have the shade Nude Ivory, which is their neutral one. I do have another shade of this, but it's more red tone. It does kind of have like a more rosy undertone to it, so I do think that this one looks better on my skin. I have used this foundation before, and honestly, it is a very good foundation for $6. Like if you're looking for a cheap foundation, this one is very good. The only thing I have to say is this applicator is very plasticky, and really I don't ever use it. I actually just wipe it on the back of my beauty blender like so, and then I pour out the foundation onto my beauty blender because I just find that that is easier to apply it this way. And yes, I use a lot because I like full coverage. And then I just stamp this ever so gently on my face all over the place. Alright you guys, so this is what the foundation looks like on the skin. As you can tell, it is extremely, extremely full coverage. It's probably like not the most full coverage foundation that you'll ever try, but it is extremely full coverage. I put the right amount on my beauty blender just because I've used this before, so I know. But of course you can go in with a light hand and build it up over time. You do not need to use as much as I use when it comes to foundation, because I tend to use a lot just because I really like coverage. But overall, I do like how this foundation sits on the skin all day and how it wears and just everything about it. I do think it's a really nice foundation. So next we're moving into concealer. So I have 2 shades of concealer, and I don't know what I was thinking with the dark one. I don't know if I'm like, oh, well, someday I'll have light skin instead of fair skin. Yeah, this one says light neutral, and this one's fair neutral. And they have a big difference between the 2 of them, in my opinion. Like, one is a lot darker, wishful thinking that someday I will be kind of tan, and I'm not. And I'm also too lazy to go ahead and do like self-tan and that kind of stuff. Alright, so we're going to go into fair neutral. And so just taking it, it has a little doe foot applicator. Applying that. Alright, so first impression, I don't think it's very creamy at all. Kind of has more of a sticky consistency to it, and I'm also applying like another layer. Alright you guys, so this is what the concealer looks like applied. My first impressions of this is that it is not exactly very creamy. It has a very, it's not even thick. It's just very dry. Like, there's a very dry texture to it. And so I honestly say that there are better drugstore concealers out there. I am going to play around with this more because once I kept on dipping into this product, a little bit of creaminess did happen over time, but the first few dunks were extremely dry, and I felt like it moved around my foundation a little bit. So I'm going to play around with this a little bit more to see what I really think about it. Alright, next we're going to dive into powders. So I got their translucent setting powder, and then I also got this pressed powder compact. So again, I forgot to mention this. All of these products within their photo focus line really help reduce flashback. So when you take flash photography, there should not be any flashback. So if you're looking, you know, if you're new to like modeling or just YouTube in general and you need a good base that will not give you any flash when you put it on or try to take photos for your Instagram or YouTube or whatever, this would probably be a very good line because I have never noticed any flashback with it. So just wanted to throw that out there as well and give you all of the details about this product. So we are going to try baking the face, and we are going to use the translucent powder for that. And one thing about this is that you do get a lot of, like, I really like the container on this. So first of all, like, the container itself, you do get a lot of product. And then on the inside, where the powder actually sits, it's so deep in there that it doesn't go everywhere. And I wish people would figure that out. But like, you can dunk, you can do whatever you want within this, and it's not gonna like go everywhere and be a giant mess and be hard to work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my beauty blender, and I'm going to stamp this right in the under eye portion. And I got the shade translucent because I think they have a couple other shades. I obviously wanted to gravitate more towards the translucent shade. Alright you guys, I'm going to let this sit on the face for a few minutes to really sit in there and bake, and then I will be right back to do the rest of the face and to talk about the other few face products that I have. Alright you guys, we are back. We are going to wipe this bake off of the face. Just taking like an angled flat brush to wipe this away. Alright, and I want to give this compact powder a go, and I'm going to go ahead and take a powder brush, and I kind of want to just apply this guy all over the face. I am noticing that it is not very powdery. It is definitely more compact. Alright, so it takes a lot to get this out of the pan. Like, not a lot picks up on my brush. So I highly recommend. So with that being said, I highly recommend more the translucent powder than I do the compact powder. Translucent powder I am in love with. I definitely think that you should get your hands on this. This is amazing. Very affordable translucent powder. The compact, nah, not my favorite. Not my favorite compact pressed powder that I have tried. I feel like you have to dip in there a lot to get any product on your brush, and I don't really like that. Maybe I'll try it on its own to see if I change my mind, but I don't know. Alright, next we're jumping into contouring, and we are going to be using this Wet n Wild Mega Glow contouring palette here. And so on one side it has kind of like a banana shade under eyes, and then the other side is more of a contour. I definitely like this palette. I have never tried to like set my under eyes with this side, but I think the shade would be okay on me. It's fairly, yeah, you can't even tell. So I'll have to try that out. I do like that they include that, but the contour side is very, very cool toned, which I enjoy a lot. Or, you know, very perfect for contouring. That's what I'm looking for. So since we are going to contour with this, I'm actually just going to take this very small brush here. Okay, there is a lot of kickback with this powder. Not a deal breaker for me. And I'm just going to apply it right in the hollows of my cheek. And since there's so much kickback, I'm afraid of a lot of pigment, so we're just going to work that in. I'm using this smaller brush just to kind of place the product, and then I'll go in with a bigger brush to kind of blend it out. Alright, now let's going into a lot larger brush. We're just going to blend that out. Make sure that there are no harsh edges, and just smooth it all around the face. Alright, so this is what the contour shade looks like. As you can tell, it applied very well. I do think that it did a very nice job at contouring my face. I don't see really any patchiness or anything like that. I do think it did a nice job at warming up the face as well. So the only thing with this palette is that there is a lot of kickback when you go in, so a little bit goes a long way, and you really have to go in with a light hand. But that's okay for me. Like, that's not a deal breaker, especially for how much product that you get in here. This is really, really nice. So I definitely like this one. And also, I kind of wanted to bronze up the face a little bit more, and I'm going to go into this Wet n Wild Highlighting Mega Glow palette. This is one that they came out for the holidays, but it has this really beautiful bronzy shade over here. So I'm just going to kind of take that loose brush again, dip into that, and we're going to kind of place that over where I put the contour, just to add like a little bit of a bronzy glow. I kind of had to dig in here quite a bit to get a lot of pigment off for that more bronzy look, but yeah, we'll have to play around with it and see what the lighter shades do. Alright, now we're moving into blush. Now this is a blush that I got in their Flights of Fancy box. I created a video with my niece unboxing that entire package that was like $34. So if you guys would like to see that video, I will have that all linked down below. But we are going to go ahead and apply this blush here. It is this very pretty shimmery pink color. Alright, so this is what the blush looks like applied. I have to say that it does have quite a bit of shimmer in here. I do prefer more matte blushes, but overall it looks really pretty on the skin. But there is just a ton of shimmer in here. So now, last but not least, we are moving into highlight. Well, not last but not least, we still have setting sprays. But so back to the Mega Glow highlighting palette. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mix these two shades here. So that is what the face looks like using the highlighting palette. Heard a lot of people rave about these highlighting palettes, and honestly I have to admit that I was kind of underwhelmed about it. Like, it's not a bad highlight, you have to really work into it to get the product onto the brush. which is kind of a downfall. It is kind of powdery, if you can tell, because I had to dig so much. And so yeah, I'm just a little bit underwhelmed with it. A lot of people are really raving about it, saying it's the best, but I wonder if the singles are a lot better than this. Alright, now for the last face product that we are going to try today. So we did end up trying the cucumber spray, and that one worked really well to prep the face. This one is their matte finishing spray. So it's supposed to help, you know, I'm kind of hoping that it's gonna just help everything sink into the skin. Kind of like what the Morphe one does. Okay, so first impressions of this spray is that it smells identical to the Urban Decay All-Nighter spray, or their chill one of them. It smells exactly like an Urban Decay spray I have. The sprayer works really well. It does kind of like drench your face, so it's not more like a mist, kind of like the Morphe one is. It drenches your face. I don't think it like fully mattifies your face at all, but I do really like it. I'm really impressed by it, actually. You do have to fan off your face after spraying it, but that's not a deal breaker for me. With most sprays, you do that regardless. So it didn't leave any big water droplets on my face, and yeah, I think it did a really nice job at setting. It doesn't like make everything soak into the skin as well as the Morphe one that I like so much, but it does get the job done, and it is a very nice spray. So I definitely have to give kudos to the two setting sprays that I have. Alright, you guys, so that concludes today's video on the Wet n Wild Part 1 try-on of very affordable Wet n Wild products. So in Part 1 we did just cover all of the face products. Obviously I have done my eyes off of camera for you guys. You guys will see that in a later video. Yeah, overall, when it comes to the face products, some were definitely hit and some were a miss. Their foundation is just amazing for the price that it is. And also their translucent powder, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. I just love everything about it. I think it set the face really well, gave it like a soothing like finish on it, and it's not cakey or powdery, so I love that. Their pressed powder, not so much impressed. Same with their blush. I think I need to go in with a deeper shade for it to actually pick up on my skin tone. And their highlighting palette was okay, but it wasn't the best, so I wonder if the singles are just a little bit better. And the finishing sprays were fantastic. So overall, everything that we used today was pretty decent. And yeah, I definitely urge you guys to go out and check out more affordable drugstore brands. And if you have any of your favorite Wet n Wild products, let me know what they are and what you really enjoy about them. So I do hope that you enjoyed this testing out very affordable makeup. I will link all of the information down below. I do believe that you can get a full face of Wet n Wild makeup for like $50 or $60, which is insane because there are some foundations that sell for $60 out there. So to be able to do your full face on a budget like that is just incredible. So I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and then also don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye!